let me tell you something you don't know. Asking for help from others actually shows that you're secure enough in who you are and the value you bring to the world that no matter what other people do for you does not in any way reduce the value you bring to the world. Hi there. Welcome to Intentional Living with Meb. If you don't know me, I am a DIY girl. I love to do things myself. I love to do things from scratch. And I might not have shown you, but the softbox that I'm currently using to shoot this video, I made it from scratch. I love to do things myself. The fulfillment that comes from having to be present in what you're doing and get the results that you want to get the way that you want to get them. Nothing beats that. If you're like me, then you'll probably be facing the same problem that I often face in my life, which is finding it very difficult to ask for help. Let's be honest. Asking others for help can sometimes make you feel weak, make you feel incompetent, make you feel like, oh, you don't really have a hang of what you're doing. And I get it. But then, don't you think those projects of yours, that work of yours, that thing you're doing, or that thing you want to do, or that thing you have done would have come out much more better if you had sought help from others? I get the whole feeling that asking for help makes you appear weak and incompetent and insecure, and all those feelings you get when you go to ask people, whether paid help or volunteered free help, whatever kind of help. Let me tell you something you don't know. When you ask for help from others, when you receive the help of others to execute something you are doing or something you want to do, whether exclusively or partially, it shows that you actually respect your time enough that you don't want to waste time around trying to figure out something when you can simply get the expert to do what he or she knows how to do best. Yeah, it shows you respect yourself and time enough. Secondly, asking for help actually shows that you honor your body enough not to put it under so much stress that it probably breaks down or isn't as agile and active enough when it's time to do that thing that you are perfect in doing. And the third way asking for help doesn't show weakness is that asking for help from others actually shows that you're secure enough in who you are and the value you bring to the world that no matter what other people do for you, whether by delegation or by employment or by hiring them or by even simply begging for their help, that whatever they do for you does not in any way reduce the value you bring to the world. Now, let's go into the benefit of asking for help. Why should you ask others for help? The first reason you should ask for help is you're only human. Come on, you've got just one body, you've got just one lifetime, and there's only so much you could do by yourself. Maybe you have something which you actually do very well, but it's okay to ask for help because you're just human. For example, you're a mother of young children, probably still nursing, and you're working a 9 5, and you still have your husband to nurture, you have a gig you're doing on the side. In that case, it'll be okay to ask for help. I come from a region where women who employ helps in the house and nannies are seen as weak, are seen as not being woman enough. We are expected to shoulder all the responsibilities ourselves. We're expected to go to work, come home in the evenings, make dinner, take care of our children, help them have their bath, then go back and nurture our husbands. And that's how you're seen as a strong woman where I come from. But that narrative is wrong and it only lead to women depleting themselves. And of course, you cannot nurture others when you are not nurtured yourself. So go ahead and ask for help. You're only human and there's only very much you can do. The second benefit you would get from asking for help is that you secure your mental health. At the moment, being able to multitask is sometimes seen as a superpower. I mean, if you're seen juggling so much at a time and getting them right, you're seen as this superwoman or superman or an extraordinary person. But multitasking leaves its effect on your mental health, especially if you do not have enough time to separate yourself from that environment of always having to multitask. So when you have to always do several things by yourself, follow them up from start to finish all by yourself, you put a strain on your mental health. Some people would argue that it actually stretches your brain to its capacity or whatsoever, but imagine you have to see through 10 different things all by yourself from beginning to finish, all by yourself, and you're continuing that pattern for a long time without making room for rest, renewal, and prolonged separation from that atmosphere, from that environment of constantly doing several things by yourself. You put a strain on your mental health. And in case you've been doing that, you would want to look out for situations where you are likely unleashing that strain on your mental health on other aspects of your life. At home, you're doing so much by yourself, or you're pioneering a movement and you're doing everything yourself. You're the one going out to the field to meet your beneficiaries. You're the one doing the administrative work. You're the one managing the social media. You're the one meeting with your donors. You're the one holding stakeholders meetings all by yourself. Trust me, if you check some other areas of your life, you'll find out that the strain is exerting itself in those areas. The third benefit of asking others for help is that you make your life beautiful. Now imagine you're this person who runs this project I talked about in the previous point, and you have someone managing your social media. Even if you have volunteers, people who are just doing the work to get the experience but are not being paid. Of course, there are a lot of people out there who are willing to help. And you have someone managing your social media, you have someone doing the administrative work, you have someone going out to meet your beneficiaries, you have someone else meeting the donors with you. You'll find that your life will be more beautiful. Let's paint the picture of that woman who does a 9-5, has little children, and still has to nurture her home. Now imagine she comes back from work and she has the cleaner who had already taken care of cleaning the house. She has a cook who has made the meals and stored them up in the freezer, and she has a nanny who looks after her children. You can imagine how beautiful her life would be. Now you would say, oh, what if you can afford to get people who can do this for you? You can actually afford them depending on what you're looking out for. In my region, most of this domestic help are usually gotten through agencies, and that's for the security of those who get these people. But if you have a relative who can help you find someone who would probably not live in your house or just come in, do the work and go, you just make things easier for yourself. The fourth benefit of asking others for help is that you enjoy the good in others. And this is with respect to unpaid help. Help you request, okay, could you help me with this? Could you be kind enough to help me with this? Now, that kind of help, you bring out the good in others. If, for example, I have someone, probably a friend or a colleague, who isn't out to exploit me, but once in a while just request that I help with one thing or the other, of course, being this kind of person that I am, which I believe every good person should experience the same, I'll be happy to help. I also see it as an opportunity to, oh, I've not really done anything for this lady before. Let me make the most of this. If you bring out the good in others and you enjoy the goodness in others, and it helps you also get rid of that narrative that people are wicked out there and there's no humanity out there and everyone just wants to use you, exploit you. That's not true. When you learn to ask people for help when you need it, you get to enjoy the good in them. Before I go into the fifth benefit of asking others for help, could you do us a great favor by liking this video and subscribing? You can leave your comments down below. I'll be happy to see them. The fifth benefit of asking others for help is that it improves your relationship with other people. If you have friends who you're not ashamed, you don't feel less of yourself asking them for help, you'd improve your relationship with them because they'll be more than willing to always come in for you and be there for you and let you know that, okay, we've got this, I got your back, and you can always rely on me. I hope you learn to ask others for help. Thank you for watching today's video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.